Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 6. Today we are going to present our assignment 1 of Quality Management System entitled 7 Quality Control Tools. So, next. Okay, now I'm going to introduce my group members, starting with me, Anis NADHIRAH binti Majid. Second, NURIN QASHRINA binti HAZRAN. Third, FATIH binti RASDIN. And then the next one, SHAHIRAH binti HELLMY. And the last one is Miza binti RAZAK. So now we are going to start with the objective of our assignment.
Okay, the first objective of this assignment is to describe the different type of 7 quality control tools that can be used in problem solving. Second objective is to present a highlight of the 7 QC tools benefit. Next. Okay, next we proceed with introduction. Quality is a term commonly used to describe the end of a product. A product is said to be quality when it can function well, such as achieve level of customer need and being able to produce optimum quality product. There is a procedure in meeting quality good, and it is known as quality control. There are seven basic quality tools known as 7 QC tools that are very effective in quality management. The 7 QC tools are simple statistical tools used for problem solving. The first person that introduced 7 quality tools was Japanese professor of engineering at Tokyo University, Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa in 1968. The 7 QC tools mentioned are cause and effect diagram, flowchart, check sheet, histogram, Pareto chart, control chart, and scatter diagram. Each of these QC tools has its own benefit and procedure. The 7 QC tools are simple statistical tools used for problem solving. Next.
For methodology, so the 7 basic tools of quality are standardized set of graphical methods for quality improvement. The tools can aid in understanding variation and determining the root cause of process error. All the tools are graphical methods that do not necessitate a deep understanding of the statistics. The tool can resolve most quality improvement issues. There are 7 basic tools used. For the first tool is check sheet. These are a simple but vital tool for quality assurance. They are a simple form designed to allow the user to quickly enter information, primarily by making check marks rather than writing words or numbers. For the second tool is histogram, which is a graphical representation of the distribution of values in the dataset. If the sample size is large enough, it can provide a good approximation to the underlying probability distribution. So next, for the third tool is run chart, which is a scatter plot of the process output is a run chart. On the x-axis is the sample numbers, and on the y-axis is the observed value of the process output. This provides a clear indication of how the process changed over time. The user can see if the output is increasing or decreasing progressively. So the fourth is control chart, which is essentially just a run chart with some additional information. It contains several horizontal lines indicating the control limits as well as possibly a number of zones within this limit. So next is Pareto chart. It combines two charts to show which factors contribute significantly to a total value. on a bar chart the frequency of each type of defect or the value for each factor is shown, with the value sort in descending order. A line depicts the cumulative percentage of each value. The line chart begins at the top of the first bar and increase with a convex curvature because the values are listed descending. Next is fishbone diagram, which is a hierarchical diagram with standard heading similar to or mind map that is used to analyze the root cause of a defect. The diagram is designed to resemble a fish with the problem or effect at the center, a spin running horizontally, and the major categories of cause radiation out on both sides like fishbone. And lastly, next, and the last tool is a scatter diagram, which is it used to compare the value of two or more variables. It is one of the most basic tools in science and engineering for understanding the relationship between the variables. A scatter diagram typically has two axes, one horizontal and one vertical, each representing a different value and variables. So next, we move to the literature review.
Okay. For the literature review, based on their article called as 7 basic tools of quality controls, the appropriate technique for solving quality problems in the organization. It stated that Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa was the first person to offer 7 essential tools in 1968 when he published a book called as a Gemba no QC Shuho, was a book about quality control that was published in Japan. This book basically is written for help a company to solve problems and enhance processes about their business. This is because self-study for men-led staff training or QC reading groups in Japan is very essential in their business in order to develop their business skills. So, in histogram was proposed by an Italian economist named Wilfredo Pareto, who dealt with income and other uneven distribution in the 19th century and found that just 20% of the population controlled 80% of the wealth. And in 1920, Walter H. Shewhart developed and created the flow chart or Shewhart control chart at Bell Telephone Laboratories, and it is arguably the most technically advanced for quality management. It has been stated in Montgomery in 2009. And then in 1915, Juran created the Pareto concept. Okay, so Pareto chart is a form of the histogram that may be used to quickly identify and prioritize quality issues, conditions, or causes in an organization. It has been stated in Juran and Godfrey in 1998. And then in 2009, Mirko designed and developed an effective layout for using this QC in the organization based on the performance of them in order to apply appropriately these quality tools for solving quality problems and quality improvement. Okay, so next we move to the result part.
Okay, so for the result of these QC tools, each tools in the QC tools are able to solve the problem on its own way, such as cause and effect diagram helps inspire the thinking when developing the list of potential source of a problem. Pareto chart organizing the element of contributor in terms of their prioritizations in the organizations. Control chart helps in investigate variations in a process, scatter diagram implemented to obtain visualizations of the relationship between two sides of variables. Flowchart helps in illustrate the visual representations of the certain process. And last but not least, checklist summarize a certain case, which is the number of event occurrence in a graphical order.
Next, we're going to discuss the relationship between PDCA cycle and QC tools. Basically, PDCA cycle is a process for continually improving products, people, and services. Scatterplot is the best method because scatterplot apply almost all PDCA cycle more than other method, which is implement solution, process analysis, solution development, and result evaluation. Next.
As a conclusion, the 7QC tool was made of 7 tools, which are cause and effect diagram, Pareto chart, control chart, scatter diagram, histogram, flow chart, and checklist. It is widely used in organizations to resolve a quality-related issue much faster and efficiently. It helps the organization to visualize the quality management-related information. Each tool has their own way and functions to be used inside the organization. All of these tools contribute a lot in managing the quality in an organization. According to the data-driven process and customer-centric response, the QC tools was the most efficient process in which the information could be obtained in the shortest amount of time. Thank you.